Patrick Mahomes was fantastic in the AFC Championship game. I know, surprise, surprise. He was great with his arm. He was on time in the passing game. He was great with his legs in this game. And he was aided by some great play calling from Andy Reid. So let's take a look at some of Patrick Mahomes' best plays from the AFC title game, and we'll break them down. Let's start with this play from the first quarter. There's 10:57 to go in the quarter. The Chiefs have a 2nd and 7 at their own 47-yard line, and they are currently in a scoreless game. The Bills got the ball first. They had to punt. The Chiefs got the ball at their own 10-yard line or so, and are driving. So let's take a look at the second down play, and then we'll break it down. We've got Mahomes in the shotgun. He's got Kelce and Juju to his left. Kelce motions out. He takes a snap, fakes a handoff, and throws a pass over the middle of Juju Smith-Schuster, who's able to get it down around the 22 or 21-yard line. Ends up being officially a gain of 31. So let's break down what happened on this play. The Chiefs are at 11 personnel. They have one running back and one tight end. That's Pacheco and Kelce, so that gets you the 11 personnel. The wide receivers are Juju Smith-Schuster on the left, Xavier Worthy here tight right, and Hollywood Brown wide to the right. So the Chiefs are running an RPO, which is a run-pass option play. They actually did this twice earlier in the game on their first two pass plays, both to Hollywood Brown. And this is a concept they're running again here. So the basic tenet of what they're going to do is, if you watch, first Kelce motions out wide. So let's follow him out wide. And then they give Kelce a running start. The main goal here is to widen the defense over here. You're ideally trying to create a pocket in which Mahomes can throw the ball for the pass option here to Juju. So Kelce moving out wide at the snap widens the corner. And then Mahomes kind of has three different things that he can do with this ball. He can hand it off right here to Kareem Hunt, right here at the mesh point. If he pulls it, then he's got the option to throw. And his pass concept is, you're looking at Worthy coming across, Juju coming in, and Kelce coming out and sitting. So they're kind of three quick pass options. And the timing is really important, because your offensive line on this play is blocking for a run. They don't know if Mahomes is going to run or pass, so they block for the run. And you have to make sure that your linemen don't get far downfield if you're going to pass. So the timing of the pass becomes really important if you're going to throw it. You have to get it off quickly. If you notice here, Mahomes releases it, and Mike Caliendo is very close to, if you look where the ref is standing, Mike Caliendo is right there at like 1 yard. So if Mahomes had held this ball even like a half second longer, Caliendo becomes an ineligible man downfield. However, the Chiefs were on time with this play, able to get the throw off just before that would be a penalty. So the first thing is, the end on this side is left unblocked. So Mahomes will start reading him in order to determine what he wants to do. If this end is going to come in and disrupt the pass to the play to Worthy, that's going to make the throw to Worthy impossible. Additionally, if the end comes and crashes down, that's a deterrent to throwing this ball to Kareem Hunt. Mahomes must like the numbers that he sees, because even though the end doesn't crash down on Hunt, he still doesn't hand this ball off. So, the numbers to throw, he must have liked. He must have liked what he saw in this picture, because the end is real deterrent to prevent the run is to crash down, but he doesn't. If you notice, he kind of comes down, but he is disrupting the throw to Worthy. So the end comes down. Mahomes decides not to hand off, and so he's got to get a quick throw. And then with the end in Worthy's path, it's really going to be Kelce or Juju. And this is where the run action was so important to this play, because the run action froze the defense enough here. If you watch the defenders kind of peeking into the backfield, and then that got sustained by the action to Worthy. Look at Milano seems to have eyes on Worthy. This defender has eyes on Worthy too. The threat of Worthy getting outside and out leveraging the defense and getting a catch is also dangerous. So these second level defenders all All these second-level defenders are first looking at the run action, and then they're worried about Worthy coming across because of how much of a threat he is. Because their eyes are in the backfield, Juju is able to slip past. And again, Mahomes doesn't have time. He doesn't have time to wait for Juju to come here because his linemen are run blocking. So he gets that throw off quickly. Look at the anticipation on this throw. Mahomes is throwing it and deciding to throw right now. Juju is still crossing the face of the defender, but he sees that he's flat-footed. He's worried about Worthy. So the timing is perfect. He gets it right back there, right in the gap. Look how close that is to Milano. They held everyone just enough with the run action and with Worthy's action to allow for the room to make this throw. And then Juju does the work after the catch. He does a great job making Damar Hamlin miss in space and getting extra yardage after the catch. Great play from the Chiefs. You can see it here from the end zone copy. So here's the fake handoff. And Pacheco look at the linebackers. And Taron Johnson too. Everybody's looking here at the run action. Then as Mahomes looks up, you can see Milano working with Worthy. That's the next action they have to worry about. The layers to this play were so important. And then look at the throw. Milano stepping wide to Worthy created a window in here for Mahomes to throw this ball behind him. See, he got it right in behind Milano to Juju right on time for a big gain. Precision passing game from the Chiefs. All these elements working together. Kelsey widening the defense. The run action, and then Worthy's action, drawing defenders up, and Juju slipping right in behind. Big play for the Chiefs. Big first down, getting close to the red zone early in the game on their first drive. Now we jump ahead to 8:29 to go in the second quarter. At this point, the Chiefs are down 10-7, and they have a 4th and 1 at their own 39-yard line. After going up 7-0, they gave up a field goal. Then they were driving, and Mahomes lost a fumble. And the Bills came down and scored to make it 10-7. And very quickly in their next drive, the Chiefs found themselves in a 4th and 1 situation. Big turning point in the game. And so let's watch what happened. The Chiefs get up to the line quickly. Mahomes fakes a handoff to Kareem Hunt, rolls out to his right, and easily picks up the first down with his legs. So let's take a look at what happened on this play. So the Chiefs really tried to not give the Bills a lot of time to sort through what was going on. They got out of the huddle quick, and let's see their personnel. So they're in actually 21 personnel. They've got 2 running backs. Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco are both on the field. Their one tight end is Travis Kelce. That gets you 21. They have 2 receivers, Juju Smith-Schuster and Justin Watson. An interesting thing to note here is the Chiefs are playing with an unbalanced line. If you notice, Creed Humphrey is here. They only have 1 lineman to his left. That's the left guard, Mike Caliendo. The left tackle for this game, Joe Thuney, has been moved over to the right side. So to the right of Creed, there are 3 linemen. The right guard, Trey Smith, the right tackle, Jawan Taylor, and the left tackle, Joe Thuney, who's come all the way over. So if you remember, you just have to have all 5 linemen on the line of scrimmage. There's no rule that says you have to have them equally spaced on either side of the center. And so to make sure it's a legal formation, your 5 ineligible guys have to be on the line of scrimmage, and the end guys have to be covered up. So Travis Kelce covers up Caliendo, and Justin Watson's on the line of scrimmage, so he's covering up Joe Thuney. So it's a legal formation. Juju Smith-Schuster is off the line of scrimmage because if he were on the line of scrimmage, this would be a problem. He would be covering up Joe Thuney, but then he'd be covered up by Justin Watson, and you cannot cover up an eligible receiver. So the Chiefs are in a legal formation here, albeit a creative one. And they run a play that they have run time and time again under Andy Reid. This time they're getting it with Kareem Hunt from the fullback look, and they're running an action that looks like a run to the left. So the line and Kelsey and Juju are all going to block as if there is a run action to the left. So with that run action to the left, they fake the handoff to Kareem Hunt. Mahomes is going to spin out. And while that action is happening, Pacheco runs out to the flat. Juju blocks down initially, and then he spins out to provide another option. Kelsey initially blocks in this action, and he provides a late option. And Justin Watson clears out and provides a deeper option down the field. So let's watch this happen in concert. So a couple things are very important about making this play happen. First of all, with the run action, you're going to get everyone kind of flowing to the line of scrimmage, but they want to create space for Mahomes over here. And so a couple factors play into creating that space. First being the run fake, then Pacheco getting out wide, because Pacheco's width brings Taron Johnson out there. And then the third thing is our real unsung hero of this game is Juju Smith-Schuster. Watch him slow up both of these players with just quick little blocks before getting out in his pass pattern. 1, 2 right there, and then he spins out into his pass pattern. So what that does is Johnson's being pulled out this way. Juju has kept these guys at this way, and that creates a window that if Mahomes wants to take, he can take it. Now he's got that gap. If Johnson were to fall off, he's got an easy pass to Pacheco. Juju actually will come open here too, but there's some miscommunication between him and Kelsey because they kind of run to the same area. Kelsey's coming across. He would have come open, but Juju's also here. Either one of them would have been a good target, but I wonder what this play actually called for, because it certainly didn't call for this. I don't know if Kelsey was supposed to take this a little farther down. We know he ad-libs. Or if Juju was supposed to stop here and then Kelsey was supposed to come across behind. I don't know. But I'm certain this was not supposed to happen. In any case, Juju has already done good work in walling these guys off enough. That lane was created for Mahomes, and he's not messing around here. It's the playoffs. He's just going. Theoretically, he could have thrown this. But it's the playoffs. He sees green grass. He knows he can get it with his legs. He's not messing around and leaving anything to chance. And he gets a big first down. In hindsight, it doesn't seem that way. But in the moment, this was a pretty important situation. The Bills had scored 10 unanswered after the Chiefs' opening drive. And the Chiefs tried in short yardage to get this first down and couldn't. And suddenly, if they got stopped here, this could have really changed the complexion of the game. Again, Joe Tooney is out here, so we've got 3 linemen, the center, and then just the left guard over here. So watch this run action to Hunt. Look at the line blocking. This is showing run to the Bills. Their keys are all telling them there's a run in this direction. Mahomes spins out quickly, and then look at the work Juju does here. 1, and then watch him get 2. Really preventing 2 guys from being involved in this play. And that's what creates this window for Mahomes to run through. If you can see, Juju is clearly an option to pass here. He's open, but Mahomes isn't even thinking about it. He's like, hey, I got to get a yard. It's the playoffs. I'm going to go get it. And he does. Keeps a drive going. Big play for the Chiefs. So we jump ahead to 4:18 to go in the second quarter. Later in the same drive, Chiefs are still down 10-7. And the Chiefs have a 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 11-yard line. So we'll take a look at the play here, and then we'll break it down. We've got Mahomes. He's got trips to his left. They send Hollywood Brown out wide. He's got Kelsey and Pacheco to his right. He drops back, hits the back of his drop, and throws an out route to Worthy, who gets to the edge and scores a touchdown. All right, so what happened on this play? So if you notice, the Chiefs come out in 11 personnel, but the running back, Isaiah Pacheco, and the tight end, Travis Kelce, are both over here on the right side. On the left side, they have their 3 wide receivers. They have Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Hollywood Brown. And another Juju moment here, you can tell he's helping Hollywood Brown with his alignment. Brown wants to line up here and the trips, and Juju's like, no, you need to be out wide. He points him out there. And if you notice, why do they have Pacheco lined up wide here? Well, look at what happens. They put him out there at the snap. And you see the middle linebacker, Milano, looking for what he's doing. And the safety over here points to Pacheco. Hey, your guy's out there. It's a pretty good man tell for the Chiefs, right? When they get Pacheco out wide and a linebacker runs all the way out there to be with him, they're probably in man coverage. So you've got manned up, these two guys manned up, man-to-man here, single high safety, and then you've got your underneath robber. So this is cover one man. So what the Chiefs do in their route combination, they get Brown and Pacheco are just going to clear out, take their guys back into the end zone. Kelsey kind of runs a little bit of a whip route, and then he starts to ad lib. But the main action is right here. You're going to get Juju Smith-Schuster to come up, and he's trying to take his defender straight up. And he doesn't go exactly straight. He widens just a little bit, but he's getting up the field here. Worthy is careful to stay just inside of Juju and trailing behind him. So he's going to follow with Juju, and then as Juju's man crosses where Worthy's man is, right at that moment when Juju's defender is right in between Worthy's man and Worthy breaks hard to the outside, so it creates a natural pick play. So watch the two of them and how they move in concert. See how Juju widens a little bit? Worthy's following. He's like trailing him just a little bit. And the timing here is so important because you see Worthy's guy dropping, Juju's guy's trying to press him a little bit more. And right at this moment, see where DeMar Hamlin, who's Worthy's guy, can't just run straight through, right? They're right at the point where they're starting to get in his way is when Worthy makes that cut. This timing is so important. And there's nobody better on this team than Juju Smith-Schuster at timing these things out and getting his defender right in the way to create a natural pick right there. And once Worthy he's already out-leveraged you to the outside, like you're done. He's possibly the fastest guy in the NFL. So there's no hope there. Beautiful play design and execution. Juju is as good as it gets at this. And the timing here is so key. Start your break right as Juju's going to run past so that the defender just has to slow up for half a second, and that's all you need. Perfectly executed. Now, those of you that have been watching this film review all year might remember a very similar action way earlier in the year involving Juju Smith-Schuster and Rashee Rice. So let's revisit that real quick. So this is way back from week 3, Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs were playing in Atlanta, and this is the second quarter of that game. The Chiefs had a 3rd and 3 in the red zone. At this point, they were down 7-0. So let's just take a look over here. We've got Juju Smith-Schuster and Rashee Rice, and let's look at the action that they've got here. So first things first, Rice moves into the slot behind Smith-Schuster right at the snap. And the real goal of this is to bring along Rice's defender so he'll be inside of Juju when this ball is snapped. Now, it should look familiar. Rice kind of trailing Juju. And again, Juju coming up. And this time, Juju isn't able to drag his defender into, because his defender is not pressing him here. Juju's defender is way back deeper. So what they end up doing is, again, that timing being so important, right as this defender hops inside of Juju to follow Rice, Rice waits right for the moment where Juju's in the way, and then he makes his cut right now. And Juju does a good job of just continuing to run his route. He actually kind of gets a hand on the defender right there. That's really subtle. That's nice work from Juju. And he breaks out to the left. Again, out leverages the defender. And goes in for a touchdown. So again, the timing is perfect in the play design. Just run off of Juju's hip And then right when your defender has traffic in between him and the sideline, that's when Rice makes the cut. Perfect timing. Mahomes gets it out to him. Touchdown. So the Chiefs brought this concept back for Xavier Worthy here against the Bills. And again, different situation. Juju was being pressed in this situation against the Bills, but he got his defender in the way. This time Juju got in the way, but he's a master at doing the little things that help the Chiefs win. And he did it back in Atlanta. And he did it in the AFC title game too. All right, so as you can see, Juju's been doing this a long time, and he's pretty good at it. Let's take a look at the end zone copy here from Mahomes' perspective. And if you notice, Mahomes telling Brown to go left as well, right? So Mahomes and Juju both on the same page. I wonder if we can see it from over. Oh, you can see it right here. So as Juju's telling Brown, hey, get out wide, so is Mahomes. Like, hey, go out there. So we can see that from the end zone copy as well. And if you look, Mahomes takes the snap. He knows what he's looking for. He's looking for that timing on the outbreak. And let's say that for some reason that pick hadn't worked. Kelce actually looks like he would have. He's on Douglas here. He tries to pull the whip route and come back. And then he shimmies one more. You feel like Kelce would have gotten open had he continued, which is what he looks like he was going to do, but no need. The pick concept worked perfectly on the left side. Easy touchdown to Worthy, and the Chiefs retake the lead at 14-10. So we now move to 3:13 to go in the second quarter. The Chiefs have maintained their 14-10 lead and now have a 3rd and 5 at about the Bills' 29-yard line. So you'll remember after the Chiefs got a stop against the Bills, they had a huge punt return from Nico Remigio. So they're in danger of going 3 and out off of that punt return and not being able to get in the end zone. So let's take a look at this 3rd down play, and then we'll break it down. We've got Mahomes with an empty backfield. He's got 3 to the left, 2 to his right. He drops back, feels pressure, steps through, and heaves one to his right. And Xavier Worthy goes up and gets it. Almost simultaneously with the Bills' safety. This ends up being a catch for Worthy, and it's confirmed after review. So let's break down what happened on this play here. So Mahomes, again, they're getting the running back out wide to help expose the man coverage. So we've got one running back here, Samaje Perine, one tight end, Travis Kelce. And our 3 wide receivers are Juju Smith-Schuster, Hollywood Brown, and Xavier Worthy here on the outside. So if you see from empty, the Bills are manned up across the board. 3, 4, 5. And so then the question is whether their underneath guy is going to blitz or whether they're going to have a robber in the middle of the field in addition to the deep safety. So Kelce is going to run a route here over the middle, and Juju is going to run a slightly deeper slant here. Perine is going to actually run an in-cut as well, a slant. Hollywood and Worthy switch. So Hollywood will run an out. Worthy runs a slant here against man. Well, what ends up happening here on this play is Mahomes will drop back, and he's looking for Kelce. He wants Kelce here on this key 3rd down, but Kelce's being held by Damar Hamlin. They actually threw a flag on him for this play. So regardless of what happened on this play, the Chiefs were going to get a 1st down. After Mahomes, he kind of waits to see if Kelce's going to get open. He doesn't, and at that point, Mahomes feels the pressure. His eyes kind of move. He looks over toward Worthy, and then he's got to try to escape. It's unfortunate that his progression went that way because had he not been fixated on Kelce, he might have noticed that Juju Smith-Schuster absolutely roasted Kaiir Elam off the line here. Watch this, Juju with one step outside, and Elam tries to get him with the inside hand. And watch what happens. Juju chops that hand down right as he crosses his face, and Elam goes flying. So Juju Smith-Schuster wide open after he makes that move on Elam. And it would have been a great option for Mahomes here, but at this point, Mahomes has locked on Kelce, and once he comes off, he's seen too much pressure to keep his eyes up. Juju actually continues across the field completely unencumbered, but I guess since he's coming behind Kelce, Mahomes didn't really get a chance to see him, and by this time, his eyes have moved right. So he kind of is able to step through the right. The defensive end grabs him, and he's able to step through, and really, this is some phenomenal body control and arm strength. At this point, as he's stepping through, Worthy and Hollywood Brown, both now having been seasoned for a year in the Chiefs system, are like, this is scramble drill time. So they both turn and run up the field. Mahomes sees that, and look at this body control to get this throw off still. I mean, he's not able to step into it. He got a guy hanging off his right leg, another defender in his face, and he's still able to launch this ball. He's standing at the 36-yard line. He's able to get it in the air down to the 5. So this ball goes 31 yards in the air, and it's a great throw right where Worthy can go up and get it. And Worthy does a phenomenal job of coming down with this ball. He basically, we'll see it better on the end zone copy, but he gets his right arm on it as the safety is coming in, and he's wrapped it with his right arm and pinned it on the safety's arm. They really have simultaneous possession. As the ball goes down, they kind of both retain possession of this ball, and as you know, tie goes to the offense. It really does seem like if you're going to pick like who has quote-unquote more of this ball, you would say it was Worthy anyway. But just a phenomenal play from Xavier Worthy to go up and get this ball. So we see Mahomes from his perspective. You can see he's looking for Kelce. Kelce's the innermost eligible receiver on the left side here. He's watching Kelce go through. He's waiting for him to get open. Now he sees pressure across his face. You see his eyes move. He's trying to get through, and he's looking right. And it's unfortunate because, like we said, look at Juju just completely running free here, having disposed of Kyer Elam. He's running wide open, but unfortunately, Mahomes, from this position, it would be hard to make that throw across your body. Weirdly enough, the throw this way down the field is easier than the shorter throw across your body when you've got that guy hanging over you. So Mahomes makes this, and look, he's not able to step into this. He's going down. He gets this up in the air, and a really impressive throw, but equally impressive is Worthy. Look at him go up with his right hand. If there's one thing you could be critical of Worthy for, and it's hypercritical, I think it's really nitpicky, is that he goes up falling back, which makes it easier for the defender to get involved. If Worthy stops here and goes straight up, and his momentum's carrying him in that direction, so it might be impossible for him to avoid falling back. But if he were able to plant and go straight up, it would be easier for him to box out the defender and not make this such a contested catch. But look at how he gets his right arm in there, his right hand right in there, and he pulls the defender and the ball. You can see the ball right here. I mean, they both have this ball, and the tie goes to the runner. Or tie goes to the runner from baseball, but ties goes to the offense in football. And the reason why they don't say that this ball hitting the ground would be an incomplete pass is because they together have possession of the ball. The ball doesn't move when it hits the ground. So they together have possession of this ball, and as you can see as they roll over on their backs, like, Worthy's got more of this ball. And tie goes to the offense. Worthy makes a great play, but it really came on, I don't know how Mahomes got the ball out there in the first place. Really phenomenal plays from both players, and prognostically really great for Xavier Worthy, because we were worried about his ability to catch balls in traffic, make contested catches, especially early this year. It kind of looked like maybe he wouldn't be that kind of guy. But against the Texans, he made a tough catch on kind of a wheel route looking play out of the backfield where he had to go up and get one. And this time even more, he really had to go up and get it. Great play from Worthy. Now we jumped to 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Later in the same drive, the Chiefs are up 14-10, trying to extend their lead, and they have a 3rd and goal here, looking right about at like the 2-yard line or so. So let's take a look at this play, and then we'll break it down. We've got Mahomes under center. He's got Gray in motion. He rolls out to his right and takes it himself into the end zone for a touchdown to put the Chiefs up 21-10. So let's take a look at what's going on here. The Chiefs come out here in 13 personnel. The one running back is Kareem Hunt. Their three tight ends are Travis Kelce, Peyton Hendershot, and Noah Gray. Their one wide receiver is Xavier Worthy. So this is another similar concept that the Chiefs run. It's not that dissimilar to the concept we talked about on their 4th and 1 play from earlier, where they are going to roll Mahomes out to the right to try to give him options. This time, they don't really have the play action going to the left. The way that they try to draw eyes from the defense to the left is by running Noah Gray in motion, so that they'll anticipate the potential for a run over there to the right. So what's going to happen at the snap, Mahomes rolls out, Worthy is going to run a route out toward the front pylon, and Travis Kelce is going to come across the end zone in the back as Mahomes rolls. Everybody else's job is just to make either cell blocking in this direction, wall off, or what Kareem Hunt does is he comes around and actually walls off the defensive end right here to give Mahomes a little more room. So let's watch this in action. Noah Gray comes over, and look at the linebackers already shifting. See, they're getting defenders shifted in a direction away from where they're actually running this play. Look at the shift, then they get this snap, and the linebackers, even though there's no run action in that direction, the linebackers are still taking steps in this direction because of the initial motion and the line blocking this way. So they get the eyes in that direction, then Mahomes wheels around. Kyer Elam actually has Worthy covered pretty well on this play, which was rare for Elam in this game, but Kelce runs a great route here. If you notice, he's coming out, initially takes the hop out, and then quickly crosses the face of the defender, and Kelce gets open. Mahomes has a lot of time over here because Hunt does a good job walling off Greg Rousseau. So if you notice, they start with these linebackers are all too far over. They've already shifted enough. So the one guy you're worried about on this side are Rousseau and I guess Taron Johnson as well. And so Rousseau initially is blocked by Peyton Hendershot. Then as Hendershot slides in, Kareem Hunt comes around to wall him off. Taron Johnson is the other guy that you're worried about, and it essentially becomes like a choice situation for him. What Johnson notices, he's a good defender, and he's like, hey, there's Travis Kelce back there. I am not letting this man catch a touchdown. So Johnson decides to bail back toward Kelce. But because of that, there's nobody that can impede Mahomes' progress to the goal line. It was really Johnson or maybe DeMar Hamlin coming way back from his deep safety spot, but he's holding position, and by the time he gets over to the goal line, it's way too late. Johnson's kind of other option would have been to pressure Mahomes, but in that case, Kelce would have been open for a touchdown right here. So the play was one that Johnson really kind of had to pick his poison. He decided to prevent the touchdown pass to Kelce, and that allows Mahomes to go into the end zone. But right here in this moment, this is where he has to decide. Back here or stop the run. It's a no-win situation for him. Mahomes gets in for the touchdown. Another nice play design. And another touchdown for the Chiefs. You can see it from this perspective. Again, watch the reaction of the Bills to Noah Gray's motion. This is what gets this whole play going. Look at how much shifting is happening. Everybody's shifting over to the offense's left. And then they continue taking steps even as this is going. Look, everything, because look at the line. The line is moving everything left. So they do a great job of giving that eye candy to the Bills. They're all moving away from where the play's going. Look at Kelce cross the face of this defender, and he's going to come open into the middle of the field. So really, if like Mahomes wanted to throw it right now, he could have. But Johnson then decides, I think Mahomes really in this position is pressing Johnson and trying to get him to commit. And this is something Mahomes does possibly better than any other quarterback, using his legs to make defenders wrong. So I'm going to make you make a decision. Okay, you're going back there? Fine, I'm going then. And so once Taron Johnson turns and runs, Mahomes commits to running, gets a touchdown, and the Chiefs go up 21-10. Let's jump ahead to the fourth quarter. The Chiefs have the ball. There's 12:15 to go in the game, and they're down 22-21. They've got a 2nd and 3 at around their own 48-yard line. So the Bills have really controlled the recent run of play. You know, we just saw that the Chiefs had gone up 21-10 late in the second quarter. Between the last drive of the second quarter and then through the third quarter, the Bills have scored 12 unanswered points, and they've taken the lead now 22-21. Chiefs defense just made a big stop, and the Chiefs offense is trying to capitalize and get the lead back in the game. So let's run this play, and then we'll talk about it. Got Mahomes with trips to his right, Juju isolated to the left. He's in the shotgun with Kareem Hunt next to him. Drops back to throw against the blitz and hits Juju Smith-Schuster across the middle. Juju spins out of a tackle and gets the ball down to about the 24 or 23-yard line for a big first down. So let's break down what happened. The Chiefs come out here in 11 personnel. They've got one running back, that's Kareem Hunt, and one tight end, that's Travis Kelce. Gets you your 11 personnel. They motion Xavier Worthy in their trips out to the outside right before the snap, something that they've been liking to do to try to create space over the middle. The Bills are running a cover 1 blitz. So essentially they've got these 4 down linemen, and then they are blitzing both here. So the Chiefs have 6 to try to protect 6 with Kareem Hunt staying in. That means everybody else is manned up, and there's just the one safety in the back as the extra defender. So what the Chiefs end up running, Xavier Worthy runs an out, Hollywood Brown runs a sit route, and Travis Kelce runs a corner. On this side, they kind of leave the middle open for Juju. He fakes the outside and ends up running an over route and manages to get open. So you see, here comes the blitz, and Mahomes knows it's coming, and he's got his one shot. And I think what's most informative about this play, and it's something that we will see on the end zone copy in just a second, Mahomes is looking left and then comes over to the middle and immediately fires this ball. So it really looks like he's looking off the safety, and you know, there might be something he's looking to see if Travis can get open quickly or something, but it's like he's really putting a lot of faith in Juju here. He steps back, and he's like, once he snaps his head back, he's firing it. It's almost like this play was designed to look off the safety until the last minute and trust that Juju would make it to where you needed to be, and he would be open when you look back. Because if you look at him looking this way. He's looking this way the whole time. And at the last minute, snaps his head back, fires. And look what Juju has rewarded him with. Look at that separation that he got. I mean, this is such a great performance from Juju. We showed him making key blocks on the 4th and 1 run. We showed him making the key rub action on Xavier Worthy's touchdown. He had the big RPO catch in the first quarter. And then this is fourth quarter, gotta have it, driving to take the lead here after not having scored points since the end of the second quarter. So the Chiefs went well over a quarter without scoring any points. And Juju is the guy they trust. All right, you're ISO'd, you're one-on-one, man coverage against a blitz. Go get open over the middle. We're going to leave the middle of the field for you. Nobody else is going to the middle. Kelsey's running a corner. You're sitting. You're going out. So you have the middle of the field. Go to work. And Juju, of all people, was trusted with that, and he proved worthy. I mean, not that I don't mean to sound surprised. I think it's more just about this stage of his career. If this were called 2 years ago, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense. But after last year in New England and him being kind of more sparingly used this year, I was not expecting Juju to be put in this kind of role, and he was, and he showed that he deserved it. I mean, he wins inside, gets open, and then again, just like on his other RPO catch, does a great job after the catch, and he ends up getting an extra 16, 17 yards because of this broken tackle. Great play from Juju. And you wonder if, like, maybe the one thing would have been if they could get Worthy on the speed out. Maybe Mahomes was looking for that, but Worthy wasn't able to get leverage. And then he just came back, and boom. Look at that. A great play from Juju, getting open in such a crucial spot and getting the Chiefs well down the field and close to the red zone. So let's watch this here. I do think, think about this more and more. The initial hope was to get Worthy on the speed out. I think that's why they did this late motion with him too. They motion him out, get them to readjust responsibilities from the defense, and then try to run the speed out. And Elam was just close enough there. And it looks like it was slow developing enough too that Mahomes had already kind of looked back toward Juju. So that might have been option one, but the key part to me, the two keys are, one, they left the middle of the field for Juju to work. They didn't run anybody else over there. And two, that Mahomes is like looking back and just confidently firing. Like he was expecting Juju to be there, and he was. There you can see his eyes to the left, and then he comes back to the middle, and boom. Right there to Juju. Big play. Clearly the kind of unsung hero and one of the key contributors to this big win in the AFC title game, Juju Smith-Schuster. Now we jump ahead a couple minutes to 10:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Same drive. Chiefs down 22-21, and they've got first and goal at the Bills' 10-yard line. Let's take a look at this play, and then we'll break it down. Oop. Hopped ahead too far. Here we go. So we've got Mahomes in the backfield in shotgun with like a diamond formation. He's got the tight ends on either side and Hunt behind him. Fakes a handoff to Hunt, runs it to the right side, and takes it all the way in for the touchdown to give the Chiefs the lead. So let's break this down. Now, if you'll notice, this initial setup and then the rotation should look exactly to you like the Kareem Hunt touchdown run in the first quarter of this game. Now, if you are watching this clip as part of the entire film review, that Kareem Hunt touchdown run will be broken down in the next segment after we finish these Mahomes plays. If you're watching this standalone clip of Mahomes' best plays from the AFC title game, look for the AFC Championship Game Film Breakdown, where we've broken down many more plays, and the Kareem Hunt touchdown will be the third segment of that film breakdown, this being the second segment. But it's important to watch that because it's actually the exact same play. The Kareem Hunt touchdown and the Patrick Mahomes touchdown run are the exact same play. And they are a read option that comes from a GT counter. That's a guard tackle counter. It's a run play in which you pull the guard and pull the tackle and have the running back make a false step in this direction and then follow the pullers. So they call it GT counter, guard tackle counter, because they're going in the opposite direction from the initial false step from the running back. So both of these plays are that play, and you pull these two, and at the same time you bring the two tight ends out as lead blockers. And so the running back or the quarterback has two options here. The option is, do I hand this off to the running back to go behind the counter action, or do I hold it and run to the right? So on the Kareem Hunt touchdown, obviously, he handed it off and Hunt took it for a touchdown. On this play, Mahomes held it and Mahomes himself took it for a touchdown. How does Mahomes decide? He decides because they don't block this guy, And whatever this guy does dictates what Mahomes is supposed to do. So basically, you're going to have these two come and block here. You're going to have the center come up, and these two will follow in and try to create a hole. One taking the edge, one taking a second level defender and creating an opening for the running back. If the unblocked end, because Taylor is just vacating here, if the unblocked end decides to crash down and follow Juwan Taylor and potentially come to the backside of this run, the quarterback's supposed to keep it and run. However, if this end does not crash down, that's when the quarterback can hand it off into this run action. So in the breakdown of the other play, you'll see that the end does not crash down, but let's watch what the end does on this play. You see him crash down right here. So he's crashed down following this play, and so Mahomes reads him and knows, okay, he's coming. I'm holding this ball. I'm not going to hand this off. And so he holds it, gets outside, and then he's got Gray and Kelsey lead blocking for him. And he takes it all the way. Kelsey does a good job of accelerating here. I think early on, Kelsey's trying to figure, he doesn't know if Mahomes is behind him or not, right? Mahomes could have handed this ball off. And at this point, I think he realizes he is, and watch him accelerate to his defender, get there in time, and provide that lead block. Noah Gray had hung on Damar Hamlin initially. Hamlin did manage to shake free right at the end, but too little, too late. Mahomes breaks his tackle, gets in the end zone for the big touchdown. Again, you can see this action. So what's going to happen here is you're going to get a combo block right there. Humphrey is going to wall off here, and these two are pulling. And at the same time, after Noah Gray shifts over here, these two are coming out. So you've got the option for the quarterback to follow his two tight ends as lead blockers, or Kareem Hunt to follow the counter action from the guard and tackle coming right to left from the offense's perspective. And again, the read guy is this guy. Mahomes will read whether he crashes in or not. He comes too far inside, crashing in. That means Mahomes is going to keep this as he's coming for Hunt. So Mahomes keeps it. I don't think the Bills really expect Mahomes to keep it in this situation. He doesn't do a lot of these runs, especially not from the 10-yard line. And then he just follows Kelsey to the promised land. Big touchdown that gave the Chiefs the lead. All right, so now let's check out the 2-point conversion play right after. The Chiefs scored that touchdown, and they ended up going up 27-22, right? 27-22, and they decided to go for 2 to try to make it a 7-point game instead of just taking the extra point to go up 6. So let's take a look at what they did, and then we'll break it down. Got Mahomes in the shotgun. He's got 2 to his left, 2 to his right, and then they motion Juju over to the right to get a 3-by-1. He takes the snap against the blitz. He pump fakes once and then throws it to the back of the end zone to Justin Watson for a touchdown. Now, so let's get everything motioned over. So the Chiefs are basically going up here against a cover 0 blitz. The Bills are manned up. They've got 1, 2, 3 guys that are looking at the receivers, and then everybody else is coming. He's blitzing. He is responsible for the running back, but once he sees that Kareem Hunt is staying in to block, he does a delayed blitz. They call it a green dog blitz. If you're the guy that's responsible for the running back and the running back stays in the pass protection, you come in and blitz. The Chiefs run Worthy on an out, and then they run a combo out of the bunch here. So they get Watson coming toward the back of the end zone, Juju coming up in the front of the end zone, and then Kelsey comes out and pops over late. So Mahomes, when he drops back, he's looking for Juju initially. And Watson, the kind of rub combination here would make it such that it looks like Damar Hamlin at the snap is trying to sift through that he's going to take Watson. But if you look at 24 over here, he's looking over at Kelsey. So as Kelsey makes the step over, it looks like 24 might be responsible for Kelsey, but the Bills do a good job sorting through this and passing it off. So 24 then comes charging down at Juju, who is the guy that Mahomes looks like he wants initially. And Mahomes is about to throw it, and then he sees kind of the vigor with which 24 is coming down on this play, and he decides against it. He doesn't want a chance for this to be broken up with how quickly he's moving toward Juju. 24 actually bites on the pump fake so hard he kind of almost attempts to tackle Juju here. I mean, if Mahomes hadn't thrown it right here, and this is clearly would have been at the very least an illegal contact penalty. But he was just over enthusiastic with the pump fake. I think he thought Mahomes was going to throw this ball, so he was going after Juju there. But then after Mahomes pumps, he goes to his next one. So he basically reads this 1-2, which is a little unfortunate because Kelsey ends up just winning straight on his route. So this would have been a pretty easy throw. Mahomes doesn't have a time to survey the field here. He's going against a zero blitz. So he moves quickly. When Juju is worried about that, he has one more chance before the pocket collapses. And so he decides to go back to Watson. But because he's kind of pumped, he's completely, his base is gone, right? He's not in position. His feet are spread out. He just kind of throws this all arm with no legs in it, just floats it over as two defenders are coming in and trying to jump and knock this pass down. He manages to get it around them and float it to the back of the end zone to Justin Watson. This is a phenomenal throw. So let's see it from the end zone view. I mean, this is pretty impressive. Here he comes. He's got the blitz. Kareem Hunt does a good job of picking up Taron Johnson initially. And here's our green dog guy who's coming in once he sees that Hunt is in pass protection. Oliver and the linebacker come free. So you see here why Mahomes pumped to Juju initially. Like, you can see 24, look at him getting downhill to try to challenge this throw. So I think Mahomes is worried that this will not be completed. So he thought about it, he held it, 24 proceeded to go through Juju anyway. And then look at how he is, I mean, he's got no base under him. His feet are parallel to the end zone, like the goal line. That's not good. And he's kind of double clutching and just kind of flips it. And he just gets it over the outstretched hands of the defender trying to block this. And look at that. It's also across his body. This is a really impressive throw. Throwing across his body with no feet, standing parallel to the goal line. Look at his perfect throw. Right on the button. 2-point conversion to Watson, and the Chiefs go up 29-22. So now we move ahead. We're at 4:35 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 29-29 game, and the Chiefs are driving, trying to take the lead. They've got a 2nd and 7 at the Buffalo, about 33-yard line. So let's take a look at the play that they run, and then we'll break it down. We've got Mahomes with trips to his right. He has Worthy motion over to the left, so they're in a 2x2 out of the shotgun. He drops back, pumps once, and throws it to Worthy over the middle, who gets all the way down to about the 10-yard line before going out of bounds. So let's take a look at what happened here on this play. So once they've got everything motioned over, the Chiefs have the Bills here in cover 1 man again. So if you see, they've got man across the board. They've got Hunt manned up 2. They've got Milano as the underneath defender, and then they've got 1 deep safety. And so what the Chiefs do, they run a concept that they have run a lot, the mesh concept. So first, the other guys, we've got Hopkins running kind of a deeper whip route. We've got Hunt running out to the flat. We've got Juju coming up and sitting in the middle. And then we've got Kelsey as the kind of picker and Worthy coming across. So this is the mesh concept, essentially great to run versus man coverage, create traffic in the middle, and hope that one guy can kind of set a pick-ish for the other guy without committing offensive pass interference to try to help him get open. So let's take a look at the mesh concept here on this one. Initially, Mahomes thought about going to Hunt because the added benefit of this route concept is they've got, and we'll come back to this a little bit later in this review, so pay attention here. They've got receivers coming across, and then you get a defender out to the flat. Andy Reid loves this concept, and he will use it on a crucial play later in this game. He likes getting traffic going this way and making the defender covering the running back have to loop around so that you can try to get the ball to the running back on the run with a chance to do something with it. So Mahomes looks there first, but the defender for Kareem Hunt actually does a pretty good job getting over there, so he doesn't like that. And then the next action is here. This is all about Kelce. He does a great job getting in Worthy's defender's way without committing offensive pass interference. Kind of slows up and then slides by, doesn't even make contact with him. And then even better, Worthy's defender runs into Matt Milano too. So he kind of gets picked twice, once by Kelce, once by Milano, and that creates a huge amount of room for Worthy to just run free. Mahomes hits him in stride, and there he goes. So this is the unsung hero on this play is Travis Kelce, doing a great job of getting in the way without committing a penalty here. So if you go run straight into his defender, that's going to be offensive pass interference. But if you slide by, not making any contact, then sometimes you get the added benefit of him running into his own guy, slowing him even further, and then you got Worthy off to the races. Andy Reid does well dialing these concepts up against mesh and against man, and in this case, he's got two of his favorites combined here. He's got this action with the running back to try to get him free. When that doesn't work, he's also got the mesh, and that gets Worthy open. Great job dialing things up against man and being prepared. From the end zone view here, you see Mahomes, he looks over to the concept with Hunt first, but he sees that the defender is kind of getting over the top of that quickly. Then he looks back to the mesh. Ed Oliver does a good job getting upfield against Trace Smith, so Mahomes has to step off of his spot. He slides to his left, creates a window to throw that ball to Worthy, and lets Worthy do what Worthy does best, get down the field and get first down. All right, so we are now with 1:50 to go in the fourth quarter. The Chiefs have a 2nd and 9 at the Bills' 46, and they're trying to run out the clock. The Bills have 2 timeouts left, and the Chiefs are up 32-29. So let's see the second down play that they run, and then we'll break it down. Chiefs hurry up to the line, fake a handoff to Kareem Hunt. Mahomes tosses it to Isaiah Pacheco, who gets the first down, but is not quite able to stay in bounds, stopping the clock, but getting a first down. So, breaking this down, as you see, they get to the line quickly to snap it, and they're actually running the exact same play with maybe tiny variations, but essentially the same play that they ran earlier in this game when they had a 4th and 1 conversion. We broke down Mahomes' scramble to convert a first down. This was when they were down 10-7, I believe, in the second quarter. Well, this is the same concept. They're going to fake a handoff to Kareem Hunt going left. Mahomes is going to spin out. Pacheco is going to go to the flat. And let's watch it develop. So there they get Pacheco out to the flat. Watson's doing the same thing he did before. He's coming up and trying to get outside. Juju is doing the same, block inside and then try to spin out. And the same thing with Kelce. This time he kind of moves up the field instead of coming across it like he did that time. But it's the same concept. The one major difference is that when the Chiefs ran this in the second quarter, I believe it was the second quarter. It was either the first or second quarter. I'm pretty sure it was the second quarter. Taron Johnson right here ran with Pacheco. This time Johnson gets caught up and Juju is able to help block him. So this allowed Pacheco to run free and Mahomes to just dump it off to him. Pacheco to have a head of steam and get upfield. But if you look, it's the exact same thing. Kelsey's blocking and trying to release. Juju's blocking and trying to release. Watson's trying to get up to the outside. The line's blocking to left, and they're faking a run action to Kareem Hunt. They're doing the same thing here. This time they got the flip to Pacheco, and Pacheco here tries, if you see his left foot slips right here, he's trying to cut back into the field so he can go down inbounds. But his left foot slips, and it's hard to tell, honestly, whether, because I can't tell if his knee is down there. Like, it was really close to me whether his knee got down in bounds before his foot went out of bounds. It was hard to tell, but they ruled it out of bounds. And so the clock stopped. Why that mattered was that the Chiefs were, this ended up being at about a minute 45, and the Bills got to keep their second timeout. If the Bills had to call a timeout there, then the Chiefs would have had a first down with about a minute 45 to go, and the Bills with only one timeout. So they could have realistically run the clock down with just run plays to about 20 seconds or so, maybe less. If they had decided they just wanted to play real conservative and try to run out the clock, they could have got it down around 20 seconds. But since Pacheco was not able to stay in bounds, then this ended up not being a question. That would have been kind of tough. If you have a third down with a minute to go, the other team doesn't have a timeout, do you just run the ball to keep the clock running, or do you really try to get that first down and end it? That could have been a little more of a debate. However, now that the Bills kept this timeout and Pacheco went out of bounds, it wasn't really a debate. The Chiefs knew they had to get a first down here. But let's take a look at this play from the end zone view so you can see the full action. Again, it's the same thing. Everything coming left. The offense is left. Fake run to the left. Juju sealing here. Watson is going to come out, and Kelsey's going to fake block and then try to come out. However, Pacheco is wide open, so Mahomes just gets him the flip to him. And see here, it's that slip. If Pacheco's able to turn that corner here, then he's able to get down in bounds. But he wasn't, and it's hard to tell. His knee's coming down right. He probably was out of bounds before his knee came down, but it was so close. In any case, the Chiefs ended up in a situation where they knew they'd have to get one more first down to close it out. So now we're at 1:35 to go in the game, and the Chiefs have 3rd and 9 at the Bills' about 36-yard line. So at this point, this is really for the game. Bills have no more timeouts. If the Chiefs are able to get a first down here, the game will be over. So let's take a look at what they do, and then we'll break it down. We got Mahomes in the gun. He starts with trips to the right, and he motions 2 over to the left. So he actually gets trips over to his left. Takes the snap, throws left to Pirine, who turns the corner and is able to get down in bounds, sealing the game for the Chiefs. So, what happened on this play? First of all, the motioning of Brown and Watson over to the left was a good man tell, because you see 2 running over there to get over the top. So, pretty confident that they're in man. Now, we were talking about the previous, a couple plays ago when the Chiefs were in a mesh concept, and one of the concepts they had, in addition to the mesh, was they had, from this side, they had receivers running this way, and they had Kareem Hunt running out behind. And I said, this is a concept that Andy Reid uses a lot. Well, he uses it here a little more extensively to get this first down. He uses this against man a lot. In fact, those of you that follow these film reviews closely will remember that about 2 months ago, in a film review of the Chiefs-Panthers game, I posted a video. I believe it was called Andy Reid Uses a Familiar Man-Beating Concept Against the Panthers. I'll actually link to that video in the description of this if you're interested in going through. But I went through some plays in the past several years that have used the same concept to show how often Andy Reid likes to use it. But again, what he's doing against man, he's getting all these routes coming over, and then he's going to have Pirine leak through, and Pirine's defender is going to have to navigate all this traffic, which gets Pirine open with enough space that he can run after the catch for the first down. So watch this. Watch all these guys coming right across the formation. Look at this poor linebacker having to try to run with Pirine. He's got to run through all of this mess. So as Pirine escapes here through the B gap, look at his defender trying to navigate all this. And Pirine has this much room when he catches it, and that's enough for him to be able to get around and get the first down on 3rd and 9. It's a tried and true Andy Reid concept, and it was made even easier on this play, that kind of motioning into it at the very end so that it wasn't so apparent. He got into his bunch late, they snapped it immediately, and then they did end up having a mesh concept on the other end of it. So let's say this failed. Kelsey's coming across, and there's the opportunity for him to pick, it looks like Hollywood's guy, or at least somebody coming across if Pirine didn't come open, so that there would be a secondary option here. Just like on that play to Worthy we broke down a couple plays ago, that they had this little action to Hunt, although they only had 2 people leading the way for Hunt. They had that action to Hunt on the right side, and then they had the mesh coming back behind it. Here they have the action to Pirine. Works to perfection. They create a ton of traffic for the defender, who's not able to get there. Pirine makes the catch, turns the corner, and does a good job staying in bounds, icing this one for the Chiefs. Again, if you want more of a breakdown of this concept, just look for the video. It's an STCF Film Breakdown, and I believe the title is Andy Reid Uses a Familiar Man-Beating Concept Against the Panthers, something like that. But I'll put the link in the description of this video. So here it is from the end zone view. Mahomes takes the snap. You can see all the traffic here on this side so that Pirine is able to make this catch with enough room that he can eat up some space, turn the corner, and get that first down, getting down inbounds and sealing the AFC title for the Chiefs. We're now on their way to the Super Bowl.